No, nuh-uh, no way. We had made the video a few days ago talking about how the hockey gods, they've got some sort of a grudge. They really do. Hey, it's October, right? Ju-on. This is really, really unfortunate, and I think it really gets cemented even further when you dive into some of the other posts that have been thrown around there on social media indicating the Montreal Canadiens and just how unlucky they are. Is it luck? Or did somebody from Toronto or somebody from Boston or somebody from, I don't know, name whichever Montreal rivalry city exists out there, did somebody from Ontario lay the biggest, fattest, stinkiest curse on the Montreal Canadiens years and years and years ago, and that curse is still haunting the team today? Is that the case? Let's go out there and read ourselves a post made by Big Head Hockey on Twitter that goes out there and talks about how bad this really is. Montreal Canadiens injury trouble. In 2022-2023, Cole Caulfield, Mike Matheson, and Kirby Dach all missed half the season. In 2023-2024, Kirby Dach missed 80 games. In 2024-2025, Patrik Laine and David Reinbacher are going to miss serious time from preseason injuries. Do they have the worst injury luck in the league right now? And if you had asked me a few years ago, I'd say that maybe in like the 2020 era, I would have said Vancouver might have had some of the worst injury luck in the league, especially during the 2010s, the late 2010s at least. But heading into the 2020s, ever since the Canadiens made the finals, it's just been so bad. And this list by Big Head Hockey doesn't even encapsulate everything the Canadiens fans can be upset about. Sure, these stories all suck. Caulfield, Matheson, Dach in 22-23, Dach in 23-24, and Laine and Reinbacher this season. Sure, it sucks, but it's not even encompassing of everything else. You know, before we dive into the everything else, let's just quickly talk about some of these stories here. Laine and Reinbacher, at the time of me talking into this microphone, we don't actually have the update. Yeah, I'm pre-recording this video. Go figure. We'll make actual updates as to that situation once the word is revealed by the Montreal Canadiens themselves. But Laine and Reinbacher, yeah, these guys were subjected to absolute terror in the eyes of the hockey gods, and whatever happens will happen, but for now, we just gotta hope that it's not too bad, right? Kirby Dach missing 80 games last season was terrible, not even just because Dach missed half the year the previous season, but because Dach has been sidelined for so many years due to injuries that seemingly happen at the worst times. Last year, it was an injury during the beginning of the season. And then a few years ago, Dach was injured during his days in Chicago because of a preliminary game at the World Juniors. He has had such terrible luck as an individual player the past few years here that I think the only guy that really rivals him in terms of games missed, this is not a scientific comment, I'm just saying how it feels like. I think the only guy that has really matched Kirby Dach in terms of time missed the past few years would be Patrik Laine. So, yeah, that kind of sucks, right? And then you have Caulfield and Matheson from half of the season in 2022-2023 as well. Caulfield, we all kind of hated to see Cole Caulfield go down the path that he did, and it gets even crazier when you talk about some of the replies to this Big Head Hockey tweet. This is just our star player injuries. So many other ones too, topping the league in man games lost 3 years in a row. Also, I think that we set a record for man games lost, too. Another post made by Alexandre Merrier-Verret goes out there and talks about some other names. In 21-22, Carey Price and Shea Weber were out for the rest of their careers due to the Stanley Cup Final. In 2020-2021, Brendan Gallagher played 35 games. In 2019-20, Jonathan Drouin and Paul Byron missed more than half the season. That was like the pre-Stanley Cup Final days, and there were still big, bad injuries. And another post made by Demidov, yeah, that's kind of a funny name, Demidov, we're not going to read that out, says even more. Take a look at this. This missed a lot. 21-22, Carey Price career over, Paul Byron career over, Shea Weber career over. 22-23, Cole Caulfield on a near 50-goal pace gets a season-ending shoulder injury. Kirby Dach gets concussed in a career year. Kaiden Guhle gets injured multiple times. And Slafkovsky has a season-ending injury in his rookie year. In 23-24, Kirby Dach, poised for a breakout year, tears his ACL in the first period of the second game of the year. Newhook injured multiple times in a career year, and Guhle also injured multiple times. And in 24-25, Patrik Laine possibly out for the year after 3 preseason games. Montreal, what the hell did you do to piss off the hockey gods? We can go over everything else here. Carey Price? That guy had a legendary career. And the worst part about it is, I think I saw this comment made either on the Steve Dangle podcast or Scouching, I think it was the SDP, that said that Carey Price was such a dominant goaltender. He was so good. He's fantastic. He was a Hart winner, Lindsay winner, this and that, and a Vezina winner. He was so good that he's definitely a Hall of Fame goalie, right? Carey Price is going to make the Hall of Fame one day. But Carey Price, while being good enough to make the Hall of Fame, might not be good enough to actually get his number retired by the Habs, which is nuts when you think about it. But it just goes to show you the insane history of the Montreal Canadiens, that all the goaltenders that have their numbers retired by the Habs have maybe a bit more hardware than Carey Price does. Even though he's that good. Like, is Carey Price one of the top 3 Canadiens goalies of all time? I don't know. Maybe. But I digress. His career was cut short towards the end of the 2010s after the Stanley Cup final run. Byron's career over, Shea Weber's career over, yeah, Weber of course, one of the best slap shots we've ever seen in the NHL, fantastic player, big contract, but a guy whose career was not able to continue after the finals. And then you dive into everything else, Caulfield, Dach, Slafkovsky, Guhle, now Patrik Laine, ay. How is this even happening here? How is this possible? Not to mention Jonathan Drouin, Brendan Gallagher. Why does this always happen? And why is it always Montreal? Like, there are teams that will have their own injury woes too, but none of them stack up like the Habs have had the past few years here. And that was even before Laine and David Reinbacher got taken out. Now they're out, and it's like, yeah, there's no way Patty Laine is not missing a significant amount of time from that knee-on-knee hit from Cedric Parekh. It's just another checkmark on the long list of Montreal Canadiens. What's the word? Injustices? Is that the right way to say it? I don't even know. Being a Montreal Canadiens fan kinda sucks. And I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about these injuries, how many they have had the past few years, and if you had to say which one hurt you the most as a fan, which one hurts emotionally out of the rest. I would probably say it's the Laine one because of all the hope that was attached to it. But other candidates include Carey Price, Shea Weber. You could say Slafkovsky, the first overall pick, getting his rookie season cut short was also pretty bad. But for me personally, I'd say it's Laine. Laine, with all the context behind it, with the narrative, the story of him bouncing back and becoming better and looking good and wanting to play, and his motivation and having that all stripped away, yeah, that's maybe the saddest one here. But if you disagree, you're free to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Out of all these injuries, the stories of the past, which one do you think hurts the most, and where do you think the Canadiens will go from here? We'll make another video once it's revealed the actual timelines for Laine and Reinbacher, but for now, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What are your thoughts about the Montreal Canadiens, and how does this make you feel? I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.